Hey, what's up guys? Ferno the Knight here, bringing you another chapter of Redstone Tutorials. The tutorial story. Well, that just works out so well. The tutorial series that. Oh, no wonder it doesn't work out so well. Try saying tutorials 5 times in a row. Tutorials. Anyhow, it's a tutorial series of covering about Redstone. And yeah, this chapter we are covering the crafting of Redstone. What you can use Redstone to craft with. Yeah, that's what we're doing today. And I've got my little fancy old crafting wall here. And I don't know how to steer my character in third-person point of view, apparently. But yeah, you've got a little crafting wall. Alright, so first things first, if you guys do not know how to craft, although I'm sure most of you do, I mean, I don't think I'm covering this for many new Minecrafters, but if you do not know how to craft, you basically just use this block right here, the crafting table, and you put 4 oak wood planks in a row. Yeah, I forgot to put in some for the. If you don't know how to craft this crafting table, you just well, you have to go into your survival inventory. You should see a 4 crafting block thing. I think everyone knows how to craft a crafting table. If you do not, you just don't know how to play Minecraft. But with Redstone, there is 12 items you can use to craft Redstone. The first item we got here is the clock, and that's what the texture looks like. You craft it using 4 gold ingots and 1 redstone in the center, and it gives you the clock. The clock tells you what time it is, and I think it actually works even in the item frame. Let's see. Let's just change the time, just to a random thing. Time set. Let's do 1400. Yep, and it just changed. Let's go back to morning. But it basically just tells you what time of the day it is. When the sun is at the very top, it's noon. When the sun is there, it's a morning. If the sun is there, it's evening. And yeah, and the black space is the same thing with night and the moon. Oh, hello, Mr. Creeper. Anyway, the next item I've got here is the compass. The compass basically points to your spawn point. Well, supposedly. I think it just points to where you first spawn in the world, and that's where it goes. I've tried using it, like I slept in a bed and then I tried using it, but it would not point in my bed towards my bed. I don't know if it was just being weird in that game alone or what. What the heck is happening with this guy? Oh, hang on. This level is just a big, huge desert, but I think it was trying to do a rainstorm. Anyway, you craft a compass with the same recipe with clock, except instead of using gold ingots, use iron ingots and a redstone in the center. Moving on, we have the detector rail. I'm not going to get into too much detail about this because it's going to be I'm going to be giving a tutorial about it in a later chapter. So I'm not going to go. So I'm going to spare you guys the details and what the heck is going on. These mobs are driving me nuts. Anyway, to build a detector rail, you have to use 6 iron ingots in total. Lay them out like this. Put a pressure plate in the center and then a redstone at the bottom. Where are you? All right, guys, hang on. Let me clear out these. There. Cleared out all those mobs. Pressure plate in the center, then redstone at the bottom. Now, you may be wondering why I put 6 detector rails down here. Well, that's because this crafting recipe produces 6 detector rails. So from this recipe, you get 6 rails out of 1 craft. yeah. Anyhow, over here we have the dispenser. The dispenser is kind of made similar like a furnace. You put you put cobblestone at the very edge, like as if you're making pants. Then you put redstone at the bottom center, and then you put a bow in the very center. Dispensers are able to shoot arrows, dispense water, lava, and are able to spawn mobs. Yeah, they're pretty cool. I'll probably show you what they do further in a later chapter, but yeah. Now over here we have the dropper, made exactly the same as the dispenser except without the bow. So you put cobblestone like a pants, and then redstone at the very bottom. Unlike the dispenser, the dropper only drops items, which is why there's no bow. It kind of makes sense. So if like you put arrows in it and you activate it, it's not going to shoot the arrows, it's just going to drop the arrows out of it. So that's, you can use it as a way to get some arrows. Next item we have is the note block. This is something that I might cover in a different tutorial, but anyhow, you just slap it with your fist. Well, you slap it. Okay, hang on. Whoopsies. Forgot I was in creative. Well, if you just left click, you can mine out, but if you just punch it once, it would just send the note that it's currently on. But if you right click, you're adjusting it to go either higher pitch, or then when it gets to max high pitch, it goes back to low. And I'll get into further detail about these in probably a different tutorial. But these are not really relevant to redstone, except that redstone can activate them. But how you make them is you put wood planks all around in O shape, and then the redstone in the center. Next up, we got a piston. It's a kind of like it's kind of complex, although understanding the recipe. You put cobblestone on these two on these four in total, but both like as if you're making boots. So it's kind of like you're making the cobblestone shell, redstone on the very bottom, the power source. One iron ingot in the center. That's probably like the little stick that holds the platform up, and then the wood for the platform. Also, guys, I don't show this on the crafting wall, but if you want to make it a sticky piston. Dang it! I forget I'm in creative. You just put up. You just make the piston, and then you put it in the crafting back in the crafting table, and put a slime ball on top, and you make it a sticky piston. Moving on, we've got the power rail. Made similarly like the detector rail, except over on the right and the left side are gold ingots, 6 in total. You put in the center a stick, and then you put a redstone at the very bottom. And again, here's 6 in total because the recipe uses 6 rails when you craft it, which is actually pretty awesome because this who wants to mine all that gold just to make one rail? It's better to get more out of it. Anyhow, moving on, here's the redstone lamp. Basically, what you do is you put glowstone in the center, and then you put redstone all around. It's kind of like the reverse of the clock and the compass. Instead of redstone being in the center, redstone's on the outside, and then you throw a glowstone in the center. And yeah, so you make the redstone lamp. This one's turned off, but you have to power it up in order to turn it on to make it look pretty. Next, we have the redstone repeater. I'm gonna cover this in a later chapter, so don't freak out if I don't explain what the redstone repeater does. But either way, it's a redstone repeater. What you need to make, and keep note, you need smooth stone, not cobblestone. Smooth stone at the very bottom. Most recipes require cobblestone, and this is one of the few recipes that actually requires smooth stone. Then you put 2 redstone torches, one on each side, and then a redstone in the center. And in case you don't know how to make a redstone torch, this is a redstone torch. You make it like a regular torch. You just put a stick at the bottom, a redstone on top, and you got a torch. A redstone comparator, and I always want to call it a compactor. Don't ask how, but I just do. But you make it similarly to the redstone repeater. You put smooth stone at the very bottom. Then you put a redstone torch on these two sides and on the top. Make a triangle out of these guys. And then you put some nether quartz in the center. And then you make the redstone comparator. And like the repeater, I'm gonna cover these guys in a later chapter. So don't freak out if I don't explain these things in further detail. Anyway, that's pretty much all the crafting recipes you can make out of redstone by itself. And actually, that's a lot of items. That is. Let me revert myself back to this sign. 12 items total. Redstone can be very creative if you use it right. So in the hands of a very creative person, they can make the most amazing thing ever. Or they can make the most dangerous thing ever. I guess it depends on what kind of person you are. You can make a devastating weapon out of this stuff. But anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this chapter, please leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and be sure to comment any advice or any questions you have that I have not covered for these crafting recipes here, and I'll try to get to it. If you have any suggestions on what I should do for a future chapter that I have not planned out already, go ahead and leave it down in the comments as well. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have for now. I guess I'll see you guys later in a future chapter, and well, goodbye.